can see you. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How are
Can
things in Hyderabad?
yeah, it's too good. It's too good. Only except the COVID thing, everything is too good.
Yeah. What time is it there now? 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, it's almost 12:42 a.m.
2:42?
12:42.
12:42. So
Yeah.
you're up late.
Yeah, actually I'm waiting for you.
And
One small request.
you do interviews all over the world with different people in different professions.
Exactly.
That's good. And how did you come up with that idea?
Actually, I'm a blogger. I have three blogs where I put technical content and my thoughts. And
Yeah.
I decided to talk with people and tell world that a human being from a particular part of the world can communicate and connect with any part of this planet. So I just wanted to show that visually. So I started it before 5 months and it worked.
Yeah, that's very good. And it's a brilliant idea, and very proud to see a young man from India with connecting the world in a positive way. So proud of you. Good job.
Thank you very much. And the I feel very great because you're the first person who is a police officer who came to my show.
Yeah, I'm honored, and I follow a lot of Indian. I'm Indian background. I was born in Punjab, and my family moved to Canada when I was very young. But I visit India often, and I was in Hyderabad just 2 years ago. I spent about a week there, and so I love Hyderabad. I love Telangana, and vibrant energy, uh, dynamic, great city.
So how was your experience that 1 week?
It was very
Yeah.
good. Yeah. No, I found the 1 week was fantastic. I hadn't been to southern India in a long time, and Hyderabad was obviously warm. It and humid, but I just loved the vibrancy. It was felt very safe. Felt everybody was getting along with everybody. A very energetic city. I was there for a wedding, and I did a lot of the tourist sites, and I did a lot of the restaurants and walked the streets, shopping. It was a very good visit.
How was the food?
Food was excellent, just like India everywhere. Everywhere I went in India, I always go to India, and the food is always good.
Have you tasted the Hyderabadi biryani?
Did all that. Uh, did all the famous dishes of Hyderabad. Um, I was staying in the Indian Army base, the mechanical engineers base, very big base there for the tanks and mechanized units. I had a family friend in the Indian Army, and who hosted us at the base there. Do you know do you know which base I'm talking about?
Yeah, Indian Army.
Indian Army base. It's one of the biggest uh, technical engineering bases for the Indian Army in the country.
Okay. So before talking about your work and how you moved to Canada, I want to introduce you to my audience.
Okay.
So can you please introduce yourself to my audience?
Hello, everybody. My name's Steve Rye. I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm a deputy chief of police for our great city here in Vancouver. And I'm currently in my office working, and young man by the name of Sai reached out. We've been talking on Twitter, and loved talking to him. And I thought it was a great way to connect the world. And it's a big planet, but small world. And you're making it even smaller, Sai.
Thank you, sir. So when you moved to Canada and what made you to move there?
I was 5 years old. I have a younger brother. He was three. And just like a lot of uh, Indian immigrants, my parents had connections in Canada, and they chose to move to Canada for a better life at that time. And young man, we came along, and and obviously here we are, 40 plus years later, 45 plus years later, and now I'm Canadian, but I have a strong cultural connection to India, and I visit often. My kids are very strongly versed in Indian culture, and they traveled with me to last time I came to India, including Hyderabad. They were all there with me. My wife is Indian, and so I'm happy. My parents. I've got the best of both worlds. Two great countries, two cultures. Uh, Canadian deputy chief of police, but strong ties to the Indian system as well.
So you are connected with two countries,
That's right. That's right.
half
And
Indian, half Canadian.
half Indian, half Canadian. And anytime I can do something related to India and speak to anybody, talk about Indian things and interact and socialize with people back in India, like yourself, I'm happy to do it.
So what do you like most in India?
You know what I like most about India is the energy, is the dynamic environment. I always say to people, India, it's a country of 1.1 billion people, uh, but uh, everybody respects everybody. You can walk down the street and you can be an individual in such a big, densely populated country, but you're free to do what you want. You're free to practice whatever religion you want. You're free to, wear whatever clothes you want, whatever religious item you want to show. It's a very uh, it's a large country with a lot of people, but to each their own. And so I always tell people that India is dynamic and very culturally accepting of different values, different religions, different cultures within the country. Um, and the other thing I always find, what I love about India and what I tell people is, people don't have time to, maybe in the West we have a little bit more social net. But in India, people are busy trying to make their life and work hard and support their families. So people are busy, very busy, running around, working hard, and maybe not as much time as we do here in the West to focus on small things that maybe you know get put in perspective when you visit a country like India.
So what is the factor that you took from India and which is working for you?
Well, I think like a lot of immigrant families, hard work, uh, not uh, not being respectful of the opportunity my parents went through to leave India when they were 17, 18 years old. My father was 21, my mother was 18. She, like in India at that time, a lot, young mothers. So coming to Canada, uh, the one factor, I think a lot of immigrants from all over the world, doesn't matter what country you come from, but they come with a work ethic, wanting to live up to why they immigrated, which is for a better life. So work ethic, the Indian work ethic has stayed with me, and tolerance. Uh, I think culturally having background in a different uh, how environment in my early life has allowed me to be very sensitive and respectful of different perspectives and viewpoints, no matter where you are from the world. And so that would be the biggest thing. Those two.
So you watch Bollywood movies?
Uh, I like Bollywood songs. I watch some Bollywood movies. I follow, a lot of news feeds, so I know Indian news feeds have a lot of cinema news in there. So familiar with, Shah Rukh Khan and all the big stars. And I was in Mumbai as well a couple of years ago, and you know, So I do. I follow it enough. But now with Netflix, there's a new meaning to Bollywood. Bollywood. A lot of Indian stars are now on Netflix. One of my favorite shows on Netflix has been Sacred Games.
Wow. So you follow cricket?
Cricket I follow, and when I visit India, I was in central India, and we were staying. I visited an orphanage. My daughter had volunteered at the orphanage uh, a couple of years earlier, and we stayed there a few days. I played cricket with the young kids. I don't understand the game as well as uh, I could, but because I'm a hockey fan in Canada, we love hockey, and but I do follow cricket close enough. I know India just beat England at a big Test match. Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I've hit a cricket ball. I've been hit with a cricket ball. It hurts, and I enjoy seeing the game when I can on the news clips. And I know cricket is to Indians what hockey is to Canadians.
Okay. So why Punjabis and North Indians are more into Indian Army and into police department?
Good question. You know, well, India, first of all, the Indian Army has very, very good, uh, uh, one of the world's best armies. And one reason why it is one of the world's best armies is because it has Indian soldiers from all across the country, Gurkhas, Sikh rifle regiments, Rajasthan, South India. The Indian Army is well represented by by soldiers from all parts of the country. But in Punjabis, I think it's in their blood. I think the Sikhs and the Punjabis, they contributed to right from going back to the times of the British through those colonial years, through independence movement. It's in the blood to serve in uniform, whether it's policing or the military. And I don't know. There's a DNA about service and pride in service and pride in doing something for your state or your country. So, and that goes back to, I think, right to the psyche of Punjabis and the DNA of Punjabis.
So what Canadians learned from you that you learned from India?
Um, you know, I brought the Vancouver Police Pipe Band. We came to India a few years ago. Did you know that?
No.
So if you look it up, you go Vancouver Police Pipe Band in India. I brought 30, uh, uh, 30 plus Canadian police officers to India, and we went from the Taj Mahal to Delhi to Punjab, and we played throughout. And if you go on my Twitter site, the banner
Yeah.
at the top shows the pipe band in Agra at the Taj Mahal. Have a look.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah, so I brought them. So when you say what do Canadians appreciate or learn from me about Indian culture through being Canadian here from Indian background, I can tell you our culture, Indian culture, not Punjabi, not South Indian, just Indian culture in general, they very much appreciate family unity, family extension, how much we respect our grandparents, parents, and then, siblings and how we all work together. That's a very strong trait of our community on how we take care of our extended family. And there's honor in living extended family. When we first came to Canada, why, the question would be, why do your grandparents live with you? Why do you live with your parents? And in India and lots of other parts of the world, that's standard. So one of the things I think, if you're asking what is the one thing Canadians appreciate about Indians or learn through me or other Indians here, it's the importance of family, the extension of family, and goes beyond just living in the house and and doing your own thing. So family unity is very, very strong, positive characteristic of our community.
So, what made you to become a police officer? What is your inspiration and motivation?
So, um, after I finished grade high school, and I think in India you would call it 10 plus 2, I think, right?
Yes, yes.
So here we call it grade 12. So I went to university, and I wanted to do one of two things: either join the Canadian military or go into policing. And some similarities in both. One is I wanted to serve in uniform in some capacity. I thought it's serving in uniform is an honorable way to not only fulfill some personal uh, interests or goals, but also to serve the greater good. And so you'll talk to many police officers, it doesn't matter where in the world, and there's always a component of wanting to do the right thing, work towards the right thing, stand up for justice, stand up for right versus wrong. And there's always a characteristic of a higher calling uh, for most police officers, should be for all police officers. And then obviously on a personal side, as a young man, I was looking for excitement, and I was looking for a career that allowed me to do lots of different things. So in 30 years of policing, I've been able to do every couple of years I do a different job within the same profession. I've been a hostage negotiator, I've been a public order commander, I've been all sorts of different ranks, worked in all sorts of different areas in the city. So it's fulfilled the excitement, and it's also fulfilled that higher calling to right and wrong, good and evil, all those kind of more philosophical reasons why you would join.
So you are connected with two different lands. So what are the laws difference that you observed?
So the difference is obviously Canada is a very, very big country with a small population, about 35 million people. And India is also a large country, not as large as Canada, with a population of 1.1 billion people. But as the world gets smaller, uh, as we were talking, it's a small world. The differences are shrinking, especially because Canada is very diverse, and we tolerate lots of diversity, and food, religion, intermarriage have all uh, shrunk the world in Canada because of those connections with people from all over the world. But the main difference, I would say, is obviously India is still a country that's developing and doing very well, growing, I think, and with that growth comes opportunity, but there's still struggles in India, and those struggles are around, wanting a better life. And so some of the differences when you look at Canada, a very developed country, very wealthy country with a small population. One of the things I would say that we differ on is maybe everyone should travel to a place like India and appreciate what you have here at home, where there's lots of support and social net for people to ensure that they get the basics of life, basics of survival. In India, if you get up in the morning and it's up to you to survive, and it's up to you to make sure your business is thriving, and you're bringing groceries home to the family. So um, you know sometimes you can be spoiled, uh, depending on what part of the world you live in.
So your constructive thoughts for India's development.
Yeah, India is doing very well, I think. I mean, I follow the Indian news very closely. I think obviously there's lots of political. When you have a large country with so many different types of interests and different belief systems, India is an example how it's holding and staying unified even with so many challenges. and it's staying unified within those challenges, but also moving forward. I mean, the Indian space program is one of the tops in the world. The world is looking to invest in India. India is one of the youngest, or not if the youngest countries in the world by population. It has one of the largest groups of people under 30 years of age. Obviously, technology, innovation, business. I think the 21st century certainly can belong to India.
Awesome. So there will be a lot of people who are watching this video from anywhere on this planet. So you have any constructive ideas or thoughts to them for their personal development?
Yeah, so I would say to young people, and I tell this often here, and I guess the rules of life, according to how I see them from 30 years as a police officer, have fun, enjoy your life, but remember, things you do as a young person can catch up with you later on. So always be mindful of how things early in your life can impact you later in your life. Uh, but that doesn't mean you don't have fun. I talk to a lot of young people, and they wish they had a mentor or advice, and show them, connect the dots from the present to the future. So I would say to young people, speak your mind, uh, acquire knowledge, have fun, but also be aware that in an interconnected world, uh, you know, good decisions will help you in the future, and bad decisions are not so easily hidden and can impact you. So just be aware of yourself, be aware of your conscience, be aware of decision making, and good things always happen to good people, and that's what I would say.
Awesome, Steve. So, and maybe this year or next year, I'm going to be in Canada. So,
Hmm.
I got a job opportunity. If that confirms, I will be there and I will meet you if possible. If you
Yeah,
give me time.
if you come to Canada, you make sure you contact me, and we'll have lunch, we'll have dinner, and like I said, I'm always proud of seeing a young person from India. And when I talk about innovation and and forward thinking and doing the right thing, and you're having fun doing this, you're making good choices, you're meeting people all over the world, you're exactly what I was talking about. So I congratulate you, Sai. You're just keep it up, and you're a great role model.
Thank you very much, sir. Have you seen any previous videos of mine on YouTube?
I saw a few before when we started talking. When you first reached out, I looked it up, and I thought they were very good. And I was so happy to see so many people from different professions and different parts of the world, uh, not afraid to engage. It's easy to say, "Oh, who is this person?" And the social media is full of different characters. So you have to do your homework. And so I looked at those videos. I was impressed with the number of professions you had from Scotland, England, the U.S., Europe, and so very good.
Thank you very much, sir. So, and to India, your love with your own words.
To India, Jai Hind, and I look forward to coming back in after COVID. But strength to India and strength to its unity.
Thank you, Steve, for giving me your valuable time and spending your valuable words. Can I put this video on my YouTube channel, on internet, on social media, on my podcast, everywhere with your permission?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Sai. Look forward to keep chatting with you on social media.
Thank you, sir. Keep going, keep doing, keep being inspiration for a lot of people.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Thank you, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye.